Good afternoon. Welcome to Connections, and I'm your host, Pastor Kevin McGee of the Victory Temple Church of God in Christ. You're listening to us on IntellectualRadio.com. You can also listen to us on iHeartRadio. Connections is a show designed to keep you connected and network to those in the Christian community who are making impacts. So get ready because your connection is established. And if you wish to become a Connection sponsor, please reach out to me at bishop1915@gmail.com, or you can inbox me on Facebook. And if you want to host your own show here on Intellectual Radio, inbox me and I can help to direct you. Nature Sunshine, have you kept your weight loss goals for 2021? Would you like a natural approach to weight loss? Do you want to see and feel changes immediately? Do you take medication for high blood pressure, diabetes, asthma, fibromyalgia, cancer, arthritis, or any other condition of your body? Do you have poor circulation, frequent colds, flu, or chronic fatigue? Or perhaps you just want to maintain a healthy body? Give Nature Sunshine a try. There are many products and plans that will assist you in losing weight or maintaining and improve your health the natural way. You can reach out to them at 708-302-5655. The Bedrock Movement affirms safety, comfort, dignity, awareness, and empowerment for Chicagoland street homeless. For any internship needs for schools, community services mandated from the court, or you just want to volunteer assisting the street homeless, please call John Netherly at 773-567-5110. We have a solution. We have a suite of voluntary benefits for individuals and families. Who do you know with less than perfect credit that's in the market for a home, car, or other financial need? Our services include the following: credit restoration, will and trust, budgeting, credit builder, credit attorney, credit monitoring, debt payoff, financial lockbox, identity monitoring, life insurance, net worth, savings goal, YFL family met. Maximize your credit score. Our services can help with obsolete, inaccurate, outdated, and unverified information from your credit profile. Reach out to Vania Perry at 708-910-4767, or you can email her at vania.thatlady@outlook.com, or you can find her on Facebook under Financial Fitness by That Lady. The Clement of Alexandria Theological Academy is a non-sectarian Bible college. It offers a Bachelor's of Arts in Biblical Studies, Master's of Theological Studies, Master of Divinity, Doctor of Christian Education, and Doctor of Ministry with a concentration in practical theology. Classes will resume in person for the fall semester with safety protocols. Online and distant learning is available. The tuition is very affordable. The school's curriculum is designed for those who are actively in ministry to equip them for effective service in the kingdom. For more information, go to www.coata.faith. And if you're looking in the market for buying or selling your home, reach out to me, Kevin McGee with GRD Realty, and we can handle all of your real estate transactions. Please reach out to me. I can help you in the sale of your home. I can help you in the purchase of a home. Listen, this is a seller's market, and we can make sure that you have a property that's customized and fit just for you. And today we are live in the studio with Shunda Smith, the budgeting queen. Listen, all of you, the state of Illinois is getting ready to open up fully. The city of Chicago is getting ready to open up fully. All of you are coming off of your pandemic punishment. Amen. Glory to God. You can go out and drop the pandemic weight. And listen, many of you, you've learned how to, I pray you learned how to live on a budget. While you were sheltered in, while you had an abbreviated life journey, you should have learned how to budget yourself. And if you have not, it's not too late. And so today we are in the studio with Shunda. She's going to give us tips for living life on a budget. How you can live without spending all that money. Amen. Oh, listen, President Biden has sent you some stimulus checks. Amen. Some of you got your PPPs. Amen. Listen, y'all got money coming from here, there, and everywhere. But you've got to be wise in how you use your money. Yes. And this is what we're going to talk about today. Thank you, Shunda, for coming by.
Thank y'all for having me back. I'm super excited. It's been a long time. I went back and looked at the other videos and the other conversations that we had, and I was laughing at stuff we was talking about last time. I was like, we so crazy. But yeah, I'm happy to be back. I got, some tips on living life on a budget. I know everybody been going through it. I've been going through it. Like, don't get me wrong, y'all. This is not an easy thing. This is not, something that I'm telling y'all that I haven't been going through, just like y'all been going through it. This is why I can come and tell y'all, this is what it is. So like I said, I went back and I looked at some of the previous videos to see like what we talked about and the information I've already given you guys, um, so that I don't repeat or I can repeat some of the stuff for those who didn't catch those during that time. So, of course, living a life on a budget is definitely a choice. And when I first started doing it, it was, I've been doing this actually for a very long time, and it's finally starting to I'm starting to turn the corner on a lot of stuff. And that's the one thing I want to let people know. This is not a easy fix. That's the very first thing I want to tell people. This is something you have to be committed to. This is not oh man, I'm going to get this done in 90 days, like how we say with our health and stuff, we're trying to create any other types of things that we're trying to do. This is something that you have to be intentional about. You have to choose to do it. It is not going to be easy. You're going to be mad during the process. You're going to be angry. It's going to be stuff that's going to happen. It's going to be people that's going to fall out your life. It's going to be, all types of stuff is going to happen when you decide to start living your life on a budget, because contrary to what people think, it's not all about just your money, but it starts with the money, because the money is going to help you to start figuring out what you want your life to look like. And it makes you be more intentional on how you spend it. Right.
So now listen, before we get into the tips, because when I was looking at today's show, mm-hmm. I was saying, people hear budgeting, they think of having to live cheap. Mm-hmm. That's what we think about. Do we have to get are we able to get the top shelf, or name brand shopping? Do we have to give that up? Or when we're on a budget, can I still have my, Air Force Ones, or do I have to go find some, some Walmart specials, in order to get around, or can I still buy an occasional, pair of Levi jeans, or shall I go find some Rustlers?
See, look, you going all the way back to talking about Rustlers. Don't be telling our age up in here, Kevin. So no, you don't have to give up like stuff like that, but you will have to be more intentional on how much you spend it on. How much you spend on it is what it is, because there are so many stores out here that's selling the same stuff. So if you really want something, you got to go find it. Now, if you that person that you like, oh, I found the thing that I want, I don't care how much it costs, then hey, by all means, if you got the money to do that and it's written into your budget, do it. But if you're like most people and you're trying to like make your money work for you and do other things and still, look nice with your clothes and everything, you have to make adjustments. Now, I remember telling people last time, because I remember we talked about during the budget in the holiday pandemic, I was telling people to stop at to shop at the secondhand stores and stuff like that for their Christmas gifts. Yeah, I'm still hollering that right there, because if you go to some of these stores, some of these thrift stores have name brand clothes in them that nobody has ever even worn because somebody has given them away or something like that. You just got to be diligent looking at it. And then you can go to other stores like Ross, Marshalls, that type of stuff, or go shopping online. I like Puma gear. I got on some Puma shoes right now. I got a Puma. I done had 2-3 Puma jackets because that's my thing. But I'm not finna go to the Puma website. I've been getting my stuff from Ross. And either way, Puma gonna get they cut because they sold it to Ross, and Ross gonna sell it as on consignment. They gonna do so. I ain't worried about that. But no, you don't have to give up stuff. You just have to be more diligent about where you're getting it from and how you spend it, and then mix it and match it. Don't spend all your money on clothes or all the name brand stuff. Like, I'm not going out here, like you say, I'm not going to buy no Rustlers though. That's just not my thing. But you can go find you some nice Levi's, like you said, at the Marshalls.
All right. What about my eating? Do I have to? Can I go to J. Alexander, or do I have to go? Do I have to, start now just
Ooh.
just cooking my own stuff,
I say do a mix of both.
or do
Like
I?
with anything, you have to do a mix of both. You can't just go out to eat every single time, but you do need to treat yourself sometimes.
So in other words, it's about discipline.
It's about discipline. Now, perfect example, I got this Dunkin' Donuts cup right here. I had a chai latte for yesterday. This is a homemade tea today in the same cup, though.
Okay, and nobody would ever know.
And nobody would have known if I wouldn't have said nothing. It look exactly the same. But that's what I mean. Like you mix and match. You don't always have to like spend your money on all of the expensive, fancy stuff. You can mix and match. You can say, okay, well, today I'm gonna buy myself this fancy thing for shoes. Like you say, you want, because I love shoes, so I'm gonna use shoes as an example. So I would spend my money on shoes, but then I would, go and buy something else at a different place. Like you say, like my clothes and stuff like that. Women, we can shop a little different from guys because they have a lot more places for us. So we can go and buy, an outfit from somewhere, like I say, from a Ross and from a Marshall's for a cheaper price, can go to a thrift store and buy something for a cheaper price. And then we can fix it up and make it look cute. And you just spent $20 on that outfit, but then you don't want to spend you 50, 60, 70, $80 on your pair of shoes. So it just really depends. Like I was telling y'all before, you have to decide what works best for you. But either way, you're not breaking that budget just because you want to get this high-end quality stuff. And if you are breaking your budget, then maybe you need to reassess what you need versus what you want.
Okay. Now, is there a length of time? When you're talking about budgeting, is that something that we're doing temporarily? Is there a length of time that we should allow for budgeting, or should it become a part of our everyday life?
Short answer, it should become a part of your everyday life.
Okay.
Long answer, you should start where you are, because this is not for the weak. This is not something that is a fly by night type of thing. You're not going to get it the first time. You're not going to get it the second time. You're not going to get it the third time. By the time you for real get it, like when the budget is working exactly the way you want it to work, you're gonna bend and try 50, 11,000 times, because like I told you, this is a working budget. You always are tweaking it and touching it and messing it with it to make sure that it works for your situation, but you can't be making it work for an excuse for the situation.
Gotcha.
Like I said, gotta be needs versus want, and you gotta do your needs first.
Okay. All right. So give us these tips. How can we learn how to live better for less money?
Well, I gave you a couple of things the last time. Like I said, I gave you the SIS system and I gave you the bro mindset. And I know you was like, oh man, we should do something for mom and dad. I couldn't really come up with nothing real good for dad at this moment. But for mom, I had found this.
Everybody asks dad for money, so dad don't have a budget.
You say let him just leave.
Dad don't have a budget, We get all the money from dad.
So we gonna leave dad alone. But the mom one, I had an acronym for it. It wasn't my acronym. I saw this when I was reading, and it was like mind over money. And I know people probably would have seen that before. And I felt like that was a good one to throw in there, because you really do have to have great willpower to not spend your money, because how that saying that the money burning a hole in your pocket. Mm-hmm. I think that's what happens to all of us. But you have to be more like conscious of, hey, this is not, that's not me. That's not what I need to do right now. Because if you are trying to win at this whole thing of your budget, you have to start being more diligent with it and just really fighting against yourself. So the first tip that I would say, like in this living the life on a budget thing, is you have to really make an assessment of what you need and what you want first, right? And then the next thing you would do, like I know I told you guys this last time, you make a list of your needs, your wants. It gives you a clear-cut goal of what you are trying to do, what you want your money to do for you. So your needs, I always say, take care of those first. Once you take care of those, then you work on your wants. But the next step in living this life on a budget is you have to get rid of old stuff to make room for new stuff so that you can see what you have. And I suggest doing the declutter. You have to do it of your mind, your house, everything, because once you get your house cleaned, it'll be so much easier, because that's one thing you can take off your list. Now, I know I saw this the other day where where it was a saying that was like, man, adulting is all, you're going to always be cleaning up the kitchen. No matter what, you don't have to cook or nothing, but your kitchen go always have to be cleaned. And that's true, because even if you don't cook in there, you're gonna have a cup, you're gonna have a spoon, you're gonna have a fork, the refrigerator gonna need to be cleaned out, the microwave gonna need to be cleaned out, the counter's gonna need to be wiped off. So once you get all of that stuff out of your space and out of your head, it'll declutter your mind so you can start focusing more on how to make your money work for you, right? And people underestimate that. I just had to go through it. It took me a long time. I was just cleaning out. Like I said, I had to move. I've been moving. And so I've had stuff that I've been holding on to for like 20 years that I finally just got rid of. And once you get rid of that stuff, it's going to be a weight that's going to lift off you. That's why I say this thing is not just about money, and people need to start thinking about that. You start thinking about the stuff that you can do that has nothing to do with money, and that's going to open up money to flow to you. That's what I had to learn. And it's crazy how it happens. I know people like, oh, you're manifesting, you're praying for it, whatever it is. It's like you focusing on cleaning your energy so that the path can be free. And that's what I've learned during this time frame. So list of your needs and wants, then declutter your house, get rid of the old stuff, make room for some new stuff. And then the next thing is that when you do finally get ready to start making purchases, you need to be very realistic about your purchase. Is it going to be beneficial to you? Or is this, like say, is it on the need side of your list? Or is it just on the want side of your list? If you've been doing really good in your budget and you've taken care of all of your needs, then yeah, all right, get something off of your want list. But if you still have things on that need list, you still need to be mindful of that. And this is where a lot of people get, and then that's where you and they don't have a budget because they'd have made the list, they'd have done the decluttering, and now they're ready to start replenishing the old stuff, but they don't know how much money they can spend. And so now at this point is when you really need to sit down with yourself or sit down with somebody like myself or get you another financial advisor and really start figuring out how much money that you actually have, and go through where your money is going, where it's going out, where it's coming in, and then you can make a better assessment. Like I told people before, start cutting out things that you don't want. Like this is where you really going to start shaving the fat at that point. And once you get through all of that, and I'm saying that's going to take a while. So that's what I said. This is not a overnight thing. This is not something you can get done in a week. This is not something you can get done in 2 weeks. Like this is something that you're going to have to be working continuously on. So, and I'll tell you more about that because that's why I got the Life on a Budget program, because it's something that you really have to be like really into it. It's not like, okay, I'm gonna set it and I'm gonna forget it. Now, if you're that person that want to set it and forget it, you need to hire you somebody to keep watching it for you. But if you want to do it yourself, you have to really do it yourself. And I do suggest everybody to start themselves looking in their own budget before they go to somebody else, because then you'll know what your stuff look like before you go talk to a financial advisor.
So, because that was going to be a question that was in the back of my mind. When you start to, the process of budgeting, how do you know if what you have in your budget are the right things to be in your budget? How do you know what should be in the budget?
Everything should be in the budget.
Okay. Or should we just go straight to that financial advice, because
at this, my suggestion, like I said, would be to first write out all of your stuff that you pay, because that's what they're going to ask you anyway. Before you go, when you get there, if you don't have this list, because that's what I ask, if you don't have your list of stuff, I'm gonna ask you for your list. Like, where are your bills? What are you spending your money on? I want to know what is that? Where is all of this stuff going? And they're gonna ask you for that. So,
do you find that they leave a few things out purposely?
Yes. People leave stuff out all the time, and then I be pulling. It's like pulling teeth, and it's because people have stuff that they do and they don't be wanting people to know. And it's like, I get it. That's your business. But understand this, when you hire a financial advisor, they become a part of your family because they're going to know you more intimately than probably most people because of finances, because you become very intimate with people. You become very integrated into their families because you're handling their finances. And that's a very intimate thing. People don't understand that. Like, dealing with money is not something that's like, you can't just be like, oh yeah, I know how to count. I was good at math. You know what I'm saying? All this other stuff. Like, no, you have to be have good integrity when you're dealing with people when it comes to this, because you're going to start learning things about people. You're going to start finding out stuff about people, because they're going to have to start telling you stuff about them, because you're going to learn people's habits. And this is probably why people don't like the word budget, because it makes them start figuring out what their habits are and make them have to start looking at themselves and figuring out what it is that they really want to do with their lives, and be like, oh, okay, so I've been complaining about not having no money, man, when the whole time I had a whole chunk of money over here that I was just letting fly off in the wind because I didn't know where it was going. I wasn't managing it. I wasn't monitoring it. I wasn't making sure it was working for me in the best interest. So after that, and then, of course, I still say, still pay your bills.
Yeah, pay your bills.
I don't care what is going on. Still pay your bills.
You got a whole problem beside budgeting if you don't pay your bills.
Like I say, if you have to come down to the, like say with the stimulus checks and all of the PPP loan stuff, first, if you didn't pay your bills first and you went out here and you bought a whole bunch of extra stuff and did try to pay your bills later, because I know they have all of these programs in the city and for the state and all this other stuff, like with the CETA programs and with the LIHEAP thing, like for the electricity and stuff, like you can do those types of things. But in my mind, if you can afford to pay your bills, why not pay your bills instead of waiting because of those programs? Because because you're taking a risk at that point, because now it's like you're gambling. You're gambling on your own name and your own credit and your identity and that type of stuff. And it's like you're risking your future for present now happiness, and it's an issue that a lot of people don't know how to deal with: delayed gratification, right? And that's another phrase that people hate to hear. I want it, like what's the commercial? It's my money and I want it now. How that commercial go? Yeah. And that's how people are thinking. And it's like, I get it. Yes, you want to be able to have good times in the present, and there's nothing wrong with that. You still need to make this budget so that you can have good times in the present. The budget is going to help you have good times in the future also, so that you going to party today and then ain't got nothing tomorrow. That makes no sense. How about you set this budget and then you can party a little bit today, you can party a little bit tomorrow. And then after that, you just have to be open-minded with stuff. Like I said, you got to start figuring out how to do things a little different, how to make a little bit more extra income. Like in this day and age, the internet is everywhere. You can sell anything and everything all over the world. You can start a business. You can use your skills that you have. And I know I preach this all the time. You can be a crafts person. Whatever you have, whatever you like to do, you can monetize it in this day and age, because somebody is looking for the skill set that you have. You just have to go find the people that's looking for the skill set that you have. And I feel like in that instance, a lot of people get deterred from that because it takes a little bit of extra leg work to do for them to figure out how to make it work. And don't get me wrong, I have the same issues. It's certain things that I'm just like, man, I really just don't want to look that up. I really just don't want to do that. And I'm trying to find ways to get other people to do it. But that's what you do. Like you say, and that's been the issue of mine. That's one of my, tell y'all a little thing about me. One of my things is I have an issue with asking for help for stuff. But I've learned a lot. Because, I'm only one person and I can't do everything. But that's why you have to be open-minded in those situations with your budget too, because like I say, if you're just going, I want this, 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 but you're not doing anything to help get the stuff that you want. You need to take care of your needs to get the stuff that you want. If you don't take care of your needs, like say you don't pay your rent, but you look fly when you go outside, that's what you're going to have to stay looking fly, because you're going to be outside if you don't pay your rent.
You definitely better pay your rent if you don't pay anything else.
If you don't pay nothing else, I tell people, if you don't pay anything else, if you have a car and you're paying a car note, pay your car note, pay your car insurance, pay your light, pay all of your utilities and your rent or your mortgage. because those are your needs. Those at this point are basic needs. If you don't have a car, then you are really you should be saving more money, because all you're paying is your utilities and you're paying your mortgage or your rent at this time, because you don't need to pay for anything else. And like, or, your house phone, your cell phone or whatever, that type of stuff. For me, I had cable. Cable was costing me way too much for the fact that I wasn't watching all of the channels or even half of the channels. Sometimes not even none of the channels, And because everybody has stream, and you can do streaming now with stuff. You can do right. There's so many different possibilities, and so for me, you just do your research, like I say, and figure out what works best for you during this time when you're starting to like decide that you're gonna live your life on this budget. Like I told people, this is not, I'm gonna keep reiterating that, because this is not something for the weak. You really, really gonna have to put in the work for this. This is not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be fast. It's gonna take some time, but you're gonna really, really have to make those decisions. Also, while you're doing it, try not to make any bad debt decisions. Like if it's not worth it, if it's not beneficial for you to buy, if it's not going to serve a purpose for you to have it, there is no need for you to buy it. And that's going to be probably the hardest thing when people start doing this. You literally going to have to start making a sacrifice. Like you're going to have to, it's going to be like cold turkey sacrifice type of stuff. And sacrifice is another word people don't like to hear, because they think that, like I say, it's going to keep you from living the life that you want to live. But with all of the people that I've studied, and I know people know who Dave Ramsey is, and they've heard him say this: if you want to live the life you have to live your life differently or whatever to be able to live your life differently. And like literally that is how it is. If you want to be able to do what you want to do, you have to do what you have to do now so that you can do what you want to do later. And people think it's going to be quick. People think it's going to be easy. Nah, this is a knockdown, drag out fight. And you're going to have to get through it. And I am here to help. I can help y'all. I've been through it. I've been working through it. I'm constantly going through it, because it's a constant thing. Your budget is a constant thing. As your life change, your budget should change. If your budget is not changing, then when your life change, then that's a problem. You need to come see me. But anyway, and then the very last thing that I will say is don't go off budget. If you can help it, like especially like in the beginning, try to be very strict to your budget. And the way you can do that is like there are several different things. Like when I'm talking to people about it, there are several different methods that you can go through, because I know people have heard of like the 50-50 method, or the 50-20-20-10, and then the 50-20-30. Like there are so many different methods. There's an envelope method, and you just have to figure out what works for you. I'm not going to tell you this one method is the best possible way, because in my experience, there's no one way to do things, because because 2 + 2 is 4, 1 + 3 is also 4, it's like, so you can figure out a multitude of ways to get things done. You just got to figure out what best works for you. And the faster you can get it figured out, the easier it'll be, the faster you'll be able to get your budget working for you. And then the more you'll be able to enjoy your life.
So in a sense, every purchase should have a purpose.
Yes.
Whether it's a need or a desire, there should be a purpose behind it, because some people they're impulsive buyers. They just buy because they see it, they like it, but they really have no purpose for it. And I've never been an impulse buyer or impulse shopper, and if I shop, I know what I'm looking for. I'm not one, I don't do window shopping. I say,
I don't like that either.
Let me get that. No, I'm one who, I know what I want.
And you
I get it. That's why when I look at people spending, an hour in the mall or an hour in the store looking around, I'm like,
he was like, you don't know, you
don't know what you want.
Like, didn't you come here for clothes?
Yeah,
go get the clothes and get at it.
I only go to the store when I know what I want to get.
Me too.
I'm not one who just, let's go to the mall for what?
I don't go to the mall. I didn't used to go to the mall. I didn't go to the mall when I didn't like going to the mall when I was a teenager. Me and my friends, they could tell you, they'll be like, yeah, no, Shunda would go, but I didn't necessarily care about going to the mall. It wasn't my thing. I'm not a mall person. Now, if I'm going to the stores and I say I'm going to window shop, I'm not looking for anything. I am out here just messing around, dressing up, playing in the street, like type of stuff. I'm not out here to spend any money if I'm out here just window shopping, because I'm just looking at stuff. If I'm out here like, oh, that's cute. Oh, that's cute. I'm not gonna buy nothing. I'll probably go try on their clothes and everything and then go put the stuff back. That's what I would do. But
So that's a woman's thing.
yeah, see, me and y'all don't do that.
Men, we don't.
Me and y'all don't do that. Y'all be like,
that.
I'm coming in here. I want a pack of shirts. I want a pack of socks. I got my shirts. I got my socks. I'll be in the car. Like that.
Yeah. I might go to the food court.
Right.
Maybe.
I might be sitting down eating, I'm going to go over here and get some food.
Because I'm like, to me, it's a waste of my time to just go, like I said, window shopping.
Aimlessly walking around.
Because here's the thing. I heard people say, well, I'm going to see what they have, so when I'm ready to buy, I'll go back and get it. No. That's a waste of time.
No,
because if I see it, I want to be able to get it right then and there. No, so I'm not gonna go.
I don't do that either. I look up what I want and then I see who got it and then I go get it. That's how I do my time.
Yeah,
like I do mine's online. I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna look it up. Oh, this store got the thing that I want. That store got the thing that I want. It's the same thing. It's just depending on how you spend your time. Remember, I told you last time we was talking about you was waiting in the lines at the Walmart stuff trying to get that stuff. I was like, not me. I ain't finna be out here fighting nobody over no TVs and
sweaters. Now that was years ago before we were able to look everything up online like that to see. But
now it's better to do stuff online before you go because it assures you that what you want is there. You don't have to be lingering around messing with nobody. Like you said, you go right in there, boop, and then go on about your business.
Exactly.
And go back home. Like
if I'm going to buy a suit, I know where I'm going. Now I'm the most amount of time I'm spending is deciding which suit I want, what color.
Mm-hmm.
But I know what I'm going to get. I'm not going in to see. I'm gonna go in there and see if I
they
want to buy a
suit.
suit.
Let me go see if they got suits in here. You know they got suits in there.
I'm going to. If I'm going to K&G or somewhere, I know what they have. I'm just going in to see, which one I'm going to buy.
Yeah.
My purpose is to go there to buy, not to go in and see if I want to buy and come back 2 weeks later to buy it. No, I'm going in to buy it now.
I don't like going to get to the stores either, Kevin. If I don't have the money and I see something I want, that's how you keep yourself from impulse shopping. Like, cause that's the problem. Like you say, because people want to go see, like you say, they want to go see what they got. They want to go see what it is. And it's like, all right, you gonna see how your debt gonna build up too, because some people cannot control themselves from that. And that's the thing. I want to bring that up too. I know we joking about it, but that is a serious thing. Like I've been reading about it. Like people have a serious condition where they impulse shop to the point where they literally will just buy anything. It's not about what they're buying. It's the fact that they're actually just purchasing stuff. And it's like, so if you know that you have that issue, maybe you need to cut your debit cards up. I would suggest for that person to seek a financial advisor to help them, because if you know that you can't control yourself from just purchasing stuff just because, then that means you need a little bit more assistance to keep you accountable for your finances.
So because that's an addiction.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's like, and that's the thing where people that's another thing I talk about. People don't want to talk about that either. Like that's another issue where we get to the hoarding and all this other stuff, because that's why I say this is not just about money, but it is at the same time, because once you start deciding to make your budget for your finances, it's gonna make you start really opening up your life about who you are, how you feel, why you do things the way you do, why you feel the way you feel about the money, because a lot of these things we've been taught, but you don't know that you've been taught this because, this is just how it's been done for as long as you remember, or it's been like you've been watching it, not even if no one has talked to you about it, because most of us Black people, they say we're not being taught, we're not teaching finances in our households, which is true. But you're watching your mama and your daddy, or just your mama, or just your daddy, or just big mama, or just auntie, or whoever it is that you are growing up under. And the way that they're dealing with money has an idea on how you going to deal with money, So if you either it's going to be good or it's going to be bad, either way. But the point is that when you start deciding to go down this path to live your life on a budget, it is not an easy one. Back in 2019, I was going to the food pantry. I'm finna start going back because I heard that they opened back up. But I'm just saying, like, people would think like, oh man, You go into the food pantry. I'm not finna get that's charity. Okay, but this is food that they're giving to people who need assistance. And I needed assistance. If you need assistance, don't let your pride make you not go get the assistance. And that's where I feel like another thing that people are having an issue with, because everybody want to feel like that they top dog and that they got the money and that life is so great and I'm doing things so wonderful. And that's where you're gonna miss your money because you try to pretend instead of asking for help. Look, come and talk to me, y'all. Ask me how I know. I'm not telling y'all stuff that I'm just making up or that I read in a book. I'm telling you stuff that I've lived through, stuff that I've gone through, stuff that I've had to deal with myself. Like I told you, I have asked for help so much this past year that I'm like, I don't even know who I am. I ain't never been like this, but it's been so much better for me because now I can go and do things that I want to do. I can figure, like, I don't have to be the person that's always trying to figure it out. I can collaborate with other people. And that's how this life on a budget is going to make people start thinking about that. And again, I suggest start writing the stuff out yourself. If you're not comfortable going to talk to anybody yet, because like I said, money is an intimate thing. And a lot of people are out here, doing things. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Right. I was just leave it at that. People are doing things. So I understand why you wouldn't. It's hard to trust people with things. So my suggestion, do it yourself first. And if you need help, find somebody that can help you. I am here. You can always reach out to me. I have my website, www.budgetingqueen.com. You can go to my Facebook page, STS Personal Financial Service. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Instagram. You can reach out to me, and I can help. I can put you in a way to like stuff that I don't know, like that I wouldn't know about. I know people that know these things. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not the person that's always gonna be talking to you if you call me because I can put you into somebody that may know because that's probably the person that I talk to, or the book that I read, or the video that I looked at, because like I told you before, my whole goal is to help everybody build this generational wealth for our babies. We see what's happening right now. This city is going crazy. And the kids are the ones who are going to inherit the city. So we got to make sure that we have them prepared. We can't let everybody else prepare their kids and then we don't prepare ours.
A lot of the things, the habits that we pick up from, growing up. Our families didn't have much, and so what we made a decision that when I get older, I'm gonna buy whatever I want to buy whenever I want to buy it.
Nobody gonna tell me not.
No one's gonna tell me how to, because
I'm always be dressed in the finest.
Exactly.
I'm always,
I want my family to have the very best things that which is I understand that mentality because that's
it's
what
a
everybody
noble thing to want.
But you have to understand there are stages and there's a process to getting where you're trying to go. Every successful person, every successful business owner, entrepreneur, your Bill Gates, your
what's his name, Jeff Bezos,
all of them, they started with a budget somewhere. Either if it wasn't a personal budget, it was a budget for the business. So you have to understand that their budgeting is a discipline, and you have to be disciplined in order for you to make it. Like you were saying, if you don't know how to budget yourself, go to a financial advisor. Just know that you're gonna have to trust them with some information. If you
sign contracts.
Listen, if you go into the strip club every week and you don't want them to know, well, stop going to the strip club because all of that's gonna come out.
Or just write that into your personal your personal money.
Just don't do it.
Them, or don't look.
Save that money.
I say the money.
Save the money.
But this is the thing, like. With that, like you say, save your money or stuff. Like this is gonna have people starting to really look into their own lives, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, I'm serious."
Goodness. My goodness. And the reason I said it because I've had coworkers talking about going to the strip club. I'm like, all that money you making it rain. That's money you throwing away, literally
throwing it away, and then be talking about next week how they broke.
Yeah. So or going to the track, going off track betting and gambling.
Gambling is one that I know that is a real big thing that's getting people because they were talking about putting that they were talking about the city was talking about putting that a new
casino,
putting that casino over there on the west side. And I was like, that is walking distance from my mom and them house. Oh no. And it's right next to a church. I was like, y'all, no.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Because the city's looking for revenue.
For ways to make money.
But then what happens is when you put when you put all of these establishments in an area that's disenfranchised, in an area where the people barely have it, they have enough money to survive. And here you are putting these the gaming places right there.
There, guys, it's we're creating jobs.
Yeah, because you know what happened. When they brought the lottery in, everybody and their mama. As soon as they got, let me say, people who didn't have jobs, they sold their food stamp for the money,
just to get some money to play the
for
lottery.
a 50-cent box, 50 cents straight,
for a chance
to win. All right, and if that chance didn't pan out, next week or the next day, they had another chance.
And I'm so glad
got
you
the
just
dream
brought
book.
This up.
I had a dream last night, and that dream said 364.
The numbers, play the numbers. And I'm so glad you brought that up, Kevin. And the reason I say that is because it's literally like, that's the gamble. Like, say, people will go to the casino, people will play the lottery or play the numbers or whatever the case may be, but they won't invest in the stock market. It's the same thing. It's just on a different level, people. And it's like, but that's because, we not being taught how to invest. We being taught how to gamble our money away.
And divest.
Give it away. Because I don't play the lottery. And when I do play the lottery, it's very far and few in between. And it'll be like $1. I'm not going to do anything else. It'll be, oh man, I saw this number 4 times on my way home. All right. Like say, because the dream book said you see a number, whatever. But my point is like, we need to start learning a new thing on what to do with our money. Like I say, we are very smart. We're very innovative. We have all of the knowledge on how to make the money work for us. We're just putting it in the wrong stuff. Exactly. So it's like we got to shift gears, shift from playing the lottery and play the stocks. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly. So Earl, no clubs and none of that.
Look, yeah, you can't be going to no clubs, man. Stop going to the clubs and throwing your dollars and then going to the lottery afterwards.
Here's the other thing. Here's the other thing that's new in our neighborhoods. All the distribution places that selling legalized marijuana and stuff.
That is a thing that has happened.
Because
yes.
And it's not just our neighborhoods, but what I'm saying is that people have found new ways to spend money that they really don't have, that they need for somewhere else. Because I was listening to a young man talking about how much money he blew just in the first month of a distribution site opening near his area, how much money he went through just for the legalized, products. And he said he did not pay a couple of bills just so he can have the money. So I said,
see, that's crazy.
I said the addiction,
that's
the addiction has become legal, but it's still an addiction.
It's still an addiction. And that's the issue. If you are willing to not pay your bills because you happy about this dispensary that popped up in your house, you need to go get some help.
Yeah.
You need to go get some assistance, because there's no way I'm not going to pay not a bill because, DSW then came down the street. I love shoes, but not that much to get put out for buying some shoes.
Exactly. And so we thank God for these tips on living life on a budget, because these are some things real things that we have to do. And let me tell you something. It's not, Shunda's not here just to discipline our people, on financial discipline, to, educate us on financial discipline. Every culture,
yes,
every ethnicity.
It's not just for Black people.
They are doing budgeting. Mm-hmm. When you look in the Hispanics, you look at all the landscaping trucks and things, all the business that the Hispanic community has going on. They're living life on a budget
and working together.
When you look at the Caucasian areas, they're living life on a budget. The Asian markets, the beauty supply store, they're living life on a budget. Mm-hmm. We have to learn how to live our life and to live our businesses on a budget.
Also, and value different things.
Yes.
We're valuing the wrong things right now. And this is why people keep complaining. You got, like I say, stop gambling in the lottery house. Start gambling in the stock house. And then you'll see some different things happening for you.
And let me tell you something. During the pandemic, if you missed out on investing Stocks.
Man,
You could get stocks for less than $100.
You could go. There's Robinhood. There's Stash. You better get into this
you better talk to the Motley
cryptocurrency.
Fools.
Look. You better talk to the Motley Fools.
So let me tell you something. My family, we started Googling.
Mm-hmm.
I have a friend who is a great stock investor. He gave me an idea on 5G.
Mm-hmm.
I bought some 5G stock.
Mm-hmm.
I bought some Oracle stock.
Mm-hmm.
I bought some.
Get into the tech stuff.
Let me tell you, I got some of the airline stock because the airline market is picking back up now.
Yes.
You got to have stock. I didn't go with the petroleum companies just yet because here's the thing. President Biden is into the green.
Mm-hmm.
And so what's going to happen, we're going to see that the fuel economy is going to start moving away from the actual, the oil,
the gas,
and
oil
going
stuff.
to the green.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, that's not really a good place I want to spend my money.
Look.
Okay. So
we don't know.
We left that alone. Now, had Trump gotten back in, he wasn't studying, he wasn't thinking about, green energy, he was thinking with the fossil fuel. And so that would have been a good place, to stick with the petroleum, Exxon and all of that.
Exactly. Like how you said. You see how you said y'all Googled and you talked to somebody who knows before you made your investment, right?
Yes.
And that's why I say you got to do your research, people, before you start just throwing your money away and doing stuff. You got to talk to some people, figure out where you're going, and pay attention to what's happening in this world, because it's more than what's going on in your neighborhood. It's more than what's happening on that TV. And if you are watching the TV, watch the stock channel sometimes.
Yeah. And stocks are not overnight. You got to let your money sit there. But I guarantee you,
it's worth it.
It's worth it.
So worth it.
And I was looking at something. I'm like, ooh, okay. It's moving up. It's moving up.
I'm going to give you one last thing. And I actually got it from Dr. Gant, who has a show here, because I used to work for him a while back. And he told me that when you are starting out, start investing in things that you already know about too. Exactly. If you are very unsure about it. And he was like, stuff as simple as what you already use. He used to eat McDonald's. So he had, was like, oh, why not? And I was like, okay, yeah. And I know, y'all know me, I'm the budgeted queen. I go to the dollar store.
Okay, invest in the dollar store.
Dollar Tree is on the stock market.
All right.
Just know that.
That's what you do.
So you got to invest in the stuff that you use, or like you say, pay attention to what is going to be moving. The airlines, are starting to pick back up. Invest in that, especially if you're going to be traveling. People been traveling. People are doing this type of stuff. Listen and pay attention. You don't even have to have a whole lot of money, is what people don't understand. They think that you got to have thousands of dollars to invest in the stock market. You don't. You can start out small. They have, like I said, you can start out with the Stash. You can start out with the what is it? Webull. They have so many different. Just go on your phone, look up those apps. You can get 1 million of them. You can have one in each one of them if you want to.
Penny stocks,
Robinhood, all of these different things. You just got to start. You just got to start.
We're gonna do a show on that, just the stocks itself.
Look.
All right, so
get you an E-Trade account too if you want to go a little bit bigger. And that's what I'm saying, like, because that's all a 401k account is.
Yeah, that's all it is.
That's all it is.
Everything is done through E-Trade.
Exactly.
And right. So a lot of good ideas, a lot of good information. Thank you, Shunda, for stopping by. Thank you for giving us those tips on living life in the budget. And trust me, I take those to heart. We just thank God for each and every one of you. God bless everybody that's watching on Facebook Live. Listen, visit Victory Temple every Sunday from 8 o'clock a.m. to 9:30 a.m. We are back in the sanctuary. Tomorrow is Mother's Day. Yay. Amen. If you have your mother with you, love on her. Amen. Yes. If your mother is gone to be with the Lord, amen. I know you have nothing but good memories. Celebrate her even though she's gone.
Yes.
And tomorrow morning, First Lady Dr. Karen McGee will be speaking for Mother's Day. Amen. And we just thank God for each and every one of you. Tune in every Saturday, 12 noon for Connections right here on IntellectualRadio.com. Stay tuned. Next month is our 5th year anniversary. Yes. We're going to do it up. We're going to do it up. Bringing the gospel crew in. We're going to do it up next month.
Yes.
Good night. Good day, everybody.
Holy, holy.